There we go. Right, good morning. I am Jen Wilson, Healing Rebel. Today we're going to talk about how to help a tight lower back. Just shimmy myself back here. So, tight lower back, you might feel achy, tender in around the lumbar region. Now this can be from how you hold your posture, so you might be sitting with your tailbone sticking out and putting a lot of pressure, shortening the muscles. That might cause really weak and overstretched abdominal muscles. You might be really tight in at the hip flexors. You might be tight in at the hamstrings, so in at the back of the thighs, up around your butt. You might have a tight backside. If you spend a lot of your time sitting down, then backside, hamstrings are going to be tight, they're going to be weak. Lower back, depending on your posture. So you might be sitting slumped forward, or you might be sitting with your back overarched. Become aware of your posture, how it is that you're sitting from day to day, because you need to know that to get an indication of where you might be holding tension. Now, the first thing that we are going to do to help our back is give our feet a quick massage. So I'm just going to get you to access the sole of your foot and find this inside arch, so the arch that runs from the ball of the foot to the heel. And you're just going to press in. So from the ball of the foot, work your way down that arch, right down to the heel. And notice if, I'm just going to switch my alarm off, 2 seconds. Notice if any part of that feels tight. So my lower back is quite tight this morning, and around the heel, I'm feeling that tender there. So if you've got a part in this arch that feels tender, I want you to go and work in that area. So your feet, every part of your foot is connected to a part of your body. Reflexology, this arch is connected to your spine. Around the heel is the pelvis, the upper part of the foot is the chest and upper part of your body. Because we're looking at lower back, have a feel and around that heel pad in towards the bottom end of the arch. And if that feels all right, maybe you're feeling tension or somewhere further up. And then we're going to go to the other foot and just do the same thing. So we're only in this main medial arch today. We're not worrying about the rest of the foot and other parts of the body, because that's for another day. And notice how this foot feels. Now, one foot might feel more tender than the other. And it might be that you're more tender on one side than you are the other. Once you have given your foot that arch a bit of a massage, the next place I'm going to get us to check is our hip flexors. I want you to come up onto your knees and then step one foot forward and tuck the tailbone under, so you're getting a sense of opening through the front of the hip here. Now, if you don't want to be down on the floor for this, you could be standing up, holding onto a chair or holding onto the wall and just step that leg back. But what I want you to do is to drop the pelvis down, have the ribs tucked in, so ear, shoulder, hip are all stacked. And just engage your backside and slightly push your hip forward. Notice how that feels. Notice if you're tight here. Now, if you are tight here, this knee that's on the ground, you might want to reach that arm up to the ceiling and maybe take a side lean if it feels like you need to stretch on the outer part of the hip. What I want you to really be aware of is your breath. Make sure that you are not holding your breath, because that's when everything gets tighter and tenser. Now let's have a wee look at the other side. Right now we're just assessing different parts of the body to see where the tension and the tightness in your lower back is actually coming from. Quite often when we feel pain in the body, where we're feeling the pain and discomfort isn't where the problem is. That's why we explore around. We're just looking at this other side, so again, thinking backside activated, ear, shoulder, hip stacked, ribs tucked in. Maybe you want to reach the arm up, maybe you want to have a bit of a side lean over. Make sure that you're not holding your breath. So we've explored the foot, we've explored the hip flexors. you'll have an idea of maybe you're holding tension in one of these places. The next place we're going to go is to the hamstrings. So with the hamstrings, we're going to start with the knees bent and we're going to hold onto our feet. And then we're just going to start to edge the hips back, edging the feet forward, keeping your belly on your thighs. This is going to get a bit of a stretch into your lower back as well. Just edging back, edging back. Now, if your hamstrings, back of the knees, calves are really tight, you might not get back very far. What I want you to notice is if you're getting to a place where you're really fighting with your body and you're not able to breathe comfortably, if you're in that place, you're moving too far, so you just edge forward. Stop where you feel a little bit of a pull. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And then see if you can maybe edge a tiny bit further back. And day to day, this will be different depending on what you're going on. Now, I want you to notice belly on the thighs, but try not to be humped forward. Lift up through the chest so that the spine's staying nice and long. Notice where your head's at. If your head's straining forward to look at the screen, can you bring your head in, tuck your chin in, so you have this nice alignment down the spine. If the shoulders are up round the ears, can we drop them down? So we're exploring how the hamstring's feeling. Do you have a lot of movement there, or are you quite tight? Well, you need to come back to this area and do a little bit more work. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the pelvic area. So let's bend the knees, lie on the floor, let the head rest down, and then you're going to just rock the pelvis forward and back. So think about the hip bones. Can you push the hip bones away as though they're trying to look beyond your knees? And then can you pull those hip bones back so that the pubic bone slightly lifts higher? So rocking the pelvis away, pulling the pelvis in. Rocking it away, and just notice how much movement you have there. Now, if you're really tight in at your back, what you might find is as you rock your pelvis away, your chin pulls up. So can you keep your chin down so that as we're creating this movement, we're actually getting length in the spine? And do that one more time each way. So we've now got an idea how well is your pelvis moving, how well is your lower back moving. We're then going to add in some rotation. So let's take the arms wide. We're going to step the feet about shoulder width apart. And then we're going to take the knees to one side. So just start rolling over the sole of the foot, coming onto the edge of your foot. Notice if this opposite shoulder is lifting. If it is, can you pin it back? Can you see how much rotation you've got available there? Then we're going to roll over the soles of the feet as we bring that up, and then start to take it to the other side. And again, you're noticing how much range of movement do you have there? Where do you start to feel the pull? Can you keep your shoulders anchored to the floor, rolling up over the feet? So we'll just do this a couple of times. Again, we're just in this exploration of what is going on in your body. Where might you be feeling the tension? Where do you need the work to help it release? We're going to bring the knees back to the centre. Bring one knee in towards the chest, other knee in. So if you can reach hands onto the shins, if that's not comfortable, hands into the back of the thighs. If that's not comfortable, then maybe you're holding onto your trousers. And can you use your hands just to gently pull from one side to the other? So you're massaging the back of the body into the floor. And then from here, let's take one hand onto each kneecap, and can we circle the knees around? This is just massaging the lower back into the floor. And then let's go in the other direction. And then bring one foot down, bring the other foot down. And just have a notice, how does the lower back feel? Have you identified an area that you maybe need a little bit more work on to help free that up, to help release tension? If there is, and you're not sure what to do, drop a comment in, send me a message, ask the questions. What do you need? And then I can direct you to the right thing. If you would like to join me for a live online yoga or Pilates class, Tuesdays, Wednesday, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, I would love to have you here. Any questions, just ask. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video.